Hi guys, welcome to a new series, North Node in Cancer. I'm wearing my pajamas. Pajamas is a universal symbol of comfort, of nurturing, of cozy at home, underneath your covers or not, but it has to do with comfort, with coziness, with warmth, with nurturing. So when I say welcome to North Node in Cancer, I'm saying welcome home. This one's dear to me because I have North Node in Cancer. So a lot of what I'm going to talk about is going to come from personal experience. I've lived it, I know how it feels like, I know how you guys feel. So before we dive into the specifics of Cancer North Node, let's give you a general idea about Capricorn South Node. Capricorn South Nodes, you guys are my workaholics. We know how to work hard. We're not afraid of hard work. We're not afraid of obstacles. And the more difficult, the better. The tougher, the better. The more steep the ladder that we have to climb, the better. Because Capricorn gives himself life. Capricorn gives himself worth through hard work. Through hard work, achievement, diplomas, recognition, people looking up to us, applause. We want to be, we don't mind working hard, and we want to be acknowledged for that. We want people to look up to us and say, oh my God, you, the true goat, because the symbol of the Capricorn is that mountain goat, right? So a true goat, the greatest one of all, greatest of all time. That's what Capricorn wants in their heart. They want, in their mind, they want that recognition, and they don't mind putting in the hard work. They don't mind putting in the hours. They don't mind sacrificing everything around them for achievement, for that gratification that comes from achievement. So my workaholics, people who are not afraid of responsibility, people who are not afraid to step into any situations, no matter how crazy, no matter how volatile, to come in and say, I got this, guys. Capricorn is the father of the zodiac. Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. They're both nurturing, but they do it in different ways. Capricorn, being the father of the zodiac, is tough. He's strict. He does not like a lot of emotion. He sees emotions as weakness. Capricorn South Nodes hate to display weakness, because weakness means that I'm not strong. That means that I will not climb to the mountain. That means somebody else will be better than me. We're competitive like Aries South Nodes, but we do it in a sense of achievement, like we have to achieve. Without it, we're nothing. We don't know who we are unless we're working hard, unless we're producing, and everybody gets to see it, and everybody gets to look at us and say, wow, you're amazing. We want that. But the pitfall with this is that in this lifetime, because Capricorn is in the South Node, we overdid that. We overworked ourselves. We overworked ourselves to death. We ignored everything that had to do with our own comfort. We ignored everything that had to do with our own families, our emotions, our hearts. We probably don't even know what it feels like to feel, because we suppressed our hearts and our feelings so much, because feelings meant weakness. If I'm weak, I will be defeated. If I'm weak, my enemy. And with Capricorn South Nodes, we are competitive, and we kind of see everybody as, if it's not me, then he's gonna be. If you're not first, you're last. Kind of like Aries South Node. So for us, showing emotions meant weakness, means somebody can take advantage of us, and we do not like that. So I guarantee you, Capricorn South Nodes, very disconnected from feelings. Uncomfortable with feelings, uncomfortable with emotions, uncomfortable with crying. I guarantee you, if you freaking cry, you're doing it somewhere hidden where nobody can see you. Even women, guys, even women. I was very uncomfortable with crying, very. I did not want anybody to see me as weak. I had to prove to everybody, including myself, that I was tough, that nothing can get me, that I can do this, that nobody can do it better than me. That's another pitfall for Capricorn. We are so used to taking charge. We're so used to doing everything on our own and being completely independent from others, that we don't trust others to get things done. We think that we're the smartest, we think we're the best, we're the most efficient, we are the best. And so we can look down upon others and say, well, you're never gonna be good enough. Your work is never gonna be good enough to my standards. Capricorn South Nodes, huge standards, huge. And just as we are critical of others, and saying, not good enough, this is not good enough, you can do better, 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 better. We do that to ourselves. So that critic that's on the outside is also on the inside, doing the same thing, driving us and saying, you can do better, you can do better. Stop your crying, wipe your tears, very masculine. Get out there and do it, because if you don't do it, nobody's gonna do it. So Yeah, so now with North Node in Cancer, you are here to get off that mountain. You're here to get off the corporate ladder. You're here to get off that desire for achievement, for desire to recognition. You're here to put on your pajamas, literally and figuratively, and freaking nurture. And first, you're going to have to nurture yourself. You're going to have to get in touch with your emotions. You're going to be brought to your knees with feelings, and it's going to be very uncomfortable for you. You're not going to know what to do. You may be at a funeral and you're not going to know what to feel. Somebody's cat just died and you'll be like, well, fuck, I don't feel anything. Almost like no empathy. But it's not because you guys don't have it. It's just that it's been buried deep inside of you so much through so many lifetimes. You forgot that connection to your heart that you literally can't feel emotions. And some people may say, gosh, you're so cold. You're so cold. You have no heart. People told me that before. And you don't understand. You're like, well, but it's true. Like literally, you're so disconnected from that part of you that in this lifetime, you will be forced to connect to that. You will not find pleasure in career advancement. You will not find pleasure in busy work. You will not find pleasure. You may think, but the more you do it, the more you work hard, the more you climb the ladder, the more you ignore your own comfort, your own emotions, the unhappy you're going to be, to the point where you might freaking collapse. You might get sick, you might get fired, only to freaking stop you in your tracks and force you to spend time by yourself, to forget about achievement, to forget about all of that, spend time alone, get to know your emotions, get to know, watch movies, get to know that emotional part of you, bring it out. And you're going to have a lot of crying, guys. I'm telling you, a lot of crying where you're going to have to accept that, gosh, I'm strong, but I don't need to be so strong. I don't need to carry the world on my shoulders. Somebody else can do it. I can just relax. I can just make some soup and just sit here and watch This Is Us, and cry my heart out. That's good for you. Even though your mind may say this is stupid, it's a waste of time, we have so much work to do. It's the best thing for you is just to sit there underneath your blankets with a good movie, emotional movie, something that's going to pull on those strings and freaking make you cry. And the more you cry, the better. So as you learn to nurture yourself, after that, you'll be able to nurture others. You'll still be tough because when you bring in that Capricorn South Node toughness, it's not going anywhere. But now you're going to do it with a motherly approach, with a nurturing approach. You're not going to be that strict father figure that says, no, this is not good enough. You're going to be nurturing. You're going to be strong. You're going to be a huge rock for whoever needs you because you have the strength and then you'll have the empathy and the feeling part. It's a beautiful combination. All right, so now we're going to dive into each house specifically to give you an idea what you're working with, okay? All right. North Node in Cancer in the 6th. So let's move to the South Node in the 12th in Capricorn. I was thinking about this one, and the first thing that came to mind was asceticism. I don't know if you guys know what that means, but it's somebody who denies the indulgence of life, of being human, any kind of indulgence, and completely restricts himself or herself from enjoying everything the world has to offer because of some ideal or goal, because of some strictness, because of some idea that he bought into. So here's what I'm thinking. With Capricorn in the 12th, you guys had lifetimes where you developed that strength of separating yourself, of restricting yourself, of really limiting yourself from day-to-day mundane stuff. You developed huge self-discipline when it came to solitude, when it came to your own urges, when it came to getting to know your fears, your self-sabotage tendencies. You really got very, you knew the skeletons in your closet, and because you knew them, you shut down. You shut down any kind of desires that you had. You almost punished yourself. You restricted yourself from interaction with everyday life because you saw that as something that was destructive, something that was weakness, because Capricorn is always prides itself on strength and a very strong mind. When Capricorn makes their mind about something, good luck. You're never going to change it because they're very strong in their convictions. So Capricorn in the 12th, you guys had no problem walking away from, let's say, something that wasn't good for you. Like you really clearly saw areas of your life, areas of your own self-undoing, and you knew exactly what is going on, and you were able to shut it down. You were able to completely suppress that, block that, and be like overpower it. You know, you mastered it in a sense of, you suffered probably, but you took so much pride in the idea that I was able to say no to my sexual urges. I was able to say no to my body urges, to my pain. You know, I was able to suppress that because I'm strong and because I can do it and because I'm a master. Self-mastery when it comes to your skeletons, guys. I don't know if that makes sense, but somebody like that, ascetic, somebody who shut down the world around them in order to punish almost himself. And I would even say there was a lot of self-punishment because of your urges. And the more urges you had, the more your body or your own desires, the more you perceive them, the more you were like no, the more you shut them down. So you achieved amazing mastery over shutting down your wants, desires, needs, any kind of, you know, your fears. Like you're very good at managing your weaknesses, the way you escape. Like you were able to see that very well, and you achieved mastery over overpowering them and saying no to yourself. So you have a very ascetic way of approaching certain things. Like you're never gonna, even though the 12th house is the house of escape, with Capricorn there, you would not escape. You would not get lost in all of that. You would just shut them down. You would just say, no, this is wrong. And nobody would convince you. Another thing comes to mind, you see that in movies sometimes. Let's say you see some kind of monk, and when they get impure thoughts, you know, whatever their mind tells them, this is impure, this is wrong, they punish them. So you see you know, when they, what's it called? When they beat themselves up, you know, when they flog themselves, they're doing it to themselves. Because Capricorn in the south can be self-punishing, because Capricorn detests weakness. Capricorn detests anything that will undermine their strength, their authority. So if they sense any kind of weakness in themselves, they will beat it out of themselves. Yeah. And the same thing with others. Let's say you probably look at people and you're like, I don't understand how people can get lost in drugs. All you have to do is say no. All you have to do is just suppress that. I know how to do that. Like you're really good at shutting down, killing your urges, killing your fears, killing your the nudgings of your body, of anything, mainly your body, you know. So you kind of just, you would punish yourself. The more you would want something, the more you would punish yourself. And basically, yeah, after a while, your body just kind of, you know, how can you say it? Everything just kind of gave in a sense of like you didn't have any more urges, because you literally killed any kind of sensation because of that. I don't know if that makes sense, guys. Something like that. So with North Node in Cancer, you're here to nurture your urges. You're here to nurture your day-to-day activities, day-to-day interactions. And I would say, because it was in the 12th, more than likely you were isolated. Anytime you're in the 12th, and if you put Capricorn in the 12th, you're probably isolated because you did not want to be distracted. Capricorn does not like distractions because it's weakness. It's silly, it's stupid, it's weak. I'm not going to be weak. I'm strong. I know how to say no to myself. So you probably were a spiritual snob, in a sense of like, you were like, how can somebody be so weak? How can somebody be so impacted by a substance? How can somebody be so freaking weak as to give in to peer pressure, give in to all of that? Like I said, you were able to see all of your skeletons, and you were able to kill them, literally like bury them even deeper. and completely like take charge of you, through your mind, through that self-discipline of like, no sex, no drink, no this, no. A lot of no's. So you may look at people now and say, it's so weak, you're so freaking weak. You're just so weak. I can't believe you can't say no to that. I can't believe you can't master your own fears. I can't believe you're a slave to your indulgent tendencies. That's how you think. So in the 6th house in Cancer, you're here to say yes to your body. Say yes to that. And I would say, guys, because the South Node is in the 12th and because there was so much suppression, you might have health issues. You might have health issues that have to do with all those suppressed emotions, with those suppressed feelings. You suppressed everything. You literally freaking buried it. So now you're gonna be brought face to face with your body. Your body is gonna say, buddy, time to pay up, because you can't say no to me anymore. So you might have, I don't know exactly what kind of issues. If it's Cancer, it probably has to be digestive, maybe something that has to do with the stomach, the pancreas, ideas that have to do with nurturing, because you did not nurture yourself. You punished yourself. This lifetime, you're here to nurture. You're here to nurture your body. You're here to listen to your body. You're here to use your intuition. I forgot, I did all these videos with Cancer North Node and I forgot to say the word intuition. Guys, Cancer North Node, very intuitive, very intuitive. But you're going to have to find that intuition within you, and you're going to have to trust it. So with North Node in the 6th, you're going to be intuitive about your body. You're here to listen to your body, and you're here to nurture your body and give your body what it wants. You cannot ignore your body anymore. Also has to do with your work environment. It has to do with your day-to-day activities. So if you were a hermit in other lifetimes where you isolated yourself because of fear of being negatively impacted by your surroundings, because everybody around you is a weak pussy, because they can't say no to temptations, this lifetime you cannot isolate yourself anymore. You have to be around people, and you have to, as you nurture yourself more, as you listen more to your body, you're going to be less judgmental of others. And you'll be able to help others as well, and say, maybe intuitively, you'll know like how to, cure them in a way. You might say, hey, are you having, pain here and here? Well, this is what it could mean. You could do that, because you're gonna start listening to your intuition. The more you isolate yourself, and the more you are a spiritual snob, the less happy you're gonna be, and the less bitter you're gonna be. The more you are like that, the more bitter you're going to be. The more you are nurturing, the more you listen to your body, the more warm you're going to be toward others, and the more nurturing you're going to be with them. And you're not going to see them as weak anymore. You're going to see them as like, hey, they are struggling with temptations. They are struggling with issues. And instead of me judging them and saying how weak they are, I can maybe help them. Because the more you listen to your body and to your intuition, you'll be able to maybe cure people. You'll be able to nurture them in a sense that will bring attention to issues within them. Your intuition is going to be sick, and you'll be able to look at somebody and say, hey, maybe you should, pay attention to this. Maybe that's why you're having these pains. Because, disease, in my view, is psychosomatic. It's not because, DNA and it's genetic and my grandma had it, I have to have it. I don't believe that. I believe that disease is your body trying to get your attention, to say, buddy, we need to get away from that, because that's why I'm reacting like this. So if you can, the more you become intuitive with your body, you listen to your body, you'll be able to help other people listen to their bodies. And then you'll be able to be, you'll be involved with people, because 6th house is interaction with your co-workers, interaction with the world, with your immediate environment, everyday tasks. You're gonna, get comfortable with doing mundane human tasks, and don't look at them as weakness. Look at them as, cool, I get to brush my teeth, and cool, I get to do that, and I get to eat, and I get to masturbate, because my body wants that. And you're not here to ignore your body anymore. If you do, you will get diseases, guys. That's going to be the main way your body's going to communicate with you. It's going to say, you cannot suppress me anymore. You can't. You're going to lose. So So yeah, nurture your everyday activities, nurture your everyday human mundane things of doing things, you know, going for a walk, and in the same thing with others, you know, create a nurturing environment around you with your co-workers, you know, get close to them, listen to them, you know, get away from the snobbery idea, and get to know the masses, get to know them, get to know their pains, get to know their struggles, you know, you're here to be of service in a sense, because 6th house is the house of service, but you cannot be of service until you nurture yourself, until you connect to your body, until you connect to your urges. And once you nurture them, then you'll be able to be of service to others. You'll be able to nurture others and help them. Okay, all right guys, hope that makes sense. Bye.